Rusame reader, Rusame, and today I will be reading to you from Sticky Notes and Trinkets by RainbowStar_772. That's me! Now, on to the last chapter of Sticky Notes and Trinkets. Chapter 26, Panic Attacks and Final Gifts. America was hyperventilating. He'd been caught. There was no way that this would end well. No way. He was screwed. He shouldn't have done this. He shouldn't have started leaving gifts. He couldn't breathe. It felt like he was swallowing sand when he took in air. He couldn't feel comfortable. He just curled in on himself, hoping he could protect himself from the likely coming pain. Only that didn't come. Instead, he heard Russia settle on the ground beside him. Then he heard Russia speak. "What are 5 things that you can see?" America couldn't bring himself to breathe properly. It still felt like he was swallowing sand and sandpaper, but he tried to answer. My hands, the dirt, my shoes, the grass, and some flowers. "All right, 4 things you can touch," Russia continued. The sleeves of my sweater, the dusty ground, the stone of the fountain, and the grass," he responded, touching each thing as he said it. Breathing felt a little easier, but his throat still felt like sandpaper. He felt like he was trying to breathe underwater. 3 things you can hear," Russia prompted again. "You, the birds, and some cars," America muttered. 2 things that you can smell. Gasoline and..." America paused, smelling the lingering scent of coffee. He couldn't tell if it was from himself or Russia. "Coffee." "Now, what is 1 thing that you can taste?" Russia asked softly. America paused, noticing the coppery taste in his mouth. He'd bitten his tongue pretty hard. "Blood. I think I bit my tongue." "All right, now breathe with me a bit," Russia said, gently taking his hand and putting it on his chest, and starting to take a deep, definitely exaggerated breath. America did as well, slowly feeling himself starting to relax, leaning on Russia slightly. "There we go," Russia said, lightly moving to start playing with America's hair. America relaxed into the touch, calming down a bit. "Well, I was worried that I was going to be rejecting someone today, but I do not think I will be," Russia said, which confused him. What do you mean?" America asked, confused. "You are who I am interested in," Russia purred, continuing to play with America's hair. "Thought that I would be rejecting romantic advances, but you are a person I like, so it is not concern." Oh, America stuttered, starting to flush. He hadn't meant the gifts in a romantic manner, but he guessed that his original intentions had been muddied, especially after he had started falling for Russia. "It wasn't my original intention. I started out wanting to give you things so that you'd hate me less, but my reasoning started changing, I guess." Russia hummed softly. "Well, my feelings are fairly clear. I love you." I feel the same. I want to be in a relationship." "Why did you run?" Russia asked after a second. "Earlier, I mean, when I saw you." "I didn't want to be hurt. I don't have good experience with confessions and people learning about my hobbies. America admitted quietly. I won't hurt you, never. If I do, tell, so that I can stop, Russia quickly said, hugging America. America relaxed against Russia, feeling comfortable there. He really liked being this close to Russia. Could I kiss you? Russia asked after a long pause, averting his gaze nervously after saying it. Yes, America mumbled, looking up at Russia. He closed his eyes when he felt Russia's hands on his cheeks, and leaned in as Russia kissed him. It was a little bit awkward at first, but a little adjustment on both of their ends, and it was a lot nicer. The second kiss felt even better. America really enjoyed it, but pulled away after a second, curling up into Russia's chest. It is probably a good time to go back. You need to get your bag and then go home, Russia stated, getting up and holding America. He carried America back towards the school, going back in and heading towards his locker. He put America down and watched as he got his bag, going back to looking through it. America handed him something after a bit of searching. It was another plush. This one was a cat made of red faux fur and had 2 buttons for eyes. Russia smiled and hugged the plush before hugging America. Would you like to stay at my house tonight? America asked after a second, quite nervous. Of course, if it is okay, Russia responded excitedly. I'm sure it'll be all right. My little brother has more people over more frequently. I'm sure it's all right. Russia nodded, watching as America texted someone. He was then led out of the school by America and to a car. They were in the car for a while, then America headed back to his room, sure that Russia was right behind him. He settled into his room, disappointed that Russia hadn't been right behind him, but busied himself with drawing, hoping that Russia would join him soon. He heard footsteps approaching his room and looked up, in the direction that they were coming from, finding a very pale-looking Russia, who he promptly ran over to and started checking over. Russia just hugged him and nuzzled his face into America's hair. America sighed and smiled, lightly hugging Russia and relaxing. Eventually, the two of them were laying on America's bed when Russia noticed something. What is in there? Russia asked, gesturing to the slightly ajar drawer on America's side table. Oh, someone has been leaving me little sticky notes. They help me feel better about myself. I want to know who's leaving them. I want to thank them, but I also want to let them down gently, America explained, looking up at Russia. Oh, that's me. I leave them to make your day better. You are beautiful, and I hear shit talk of you, and I do not want that to be perception of self, Russia quickly said. May I kiss you? America asked quietly. Russia nodded quickly, leaning in slightly. America didn't hesitate, kissing Russia and pulling away after a second. Thank you. Those help more than you know, America said softly. You are too sweet, Russia responded, hugging America close. I stand by all of it, you know. You're very cheesy then, America giggled. But you love me anyway. I suppose you're right, I do. America giggled, a small smile on his face. Russia leaned closer, putting a hand on America's cheek, leaning in a bit before hesitating. Yes? Russia asked, unsure if it was okay to do so. Sure, America agreed, leaning in a bit. The kiss was a bit slow and awkward, but the two of them enjoyed it regardless. Russia hugged America, who ended up slowly leading the two of them to get onto a small bed, where they were cuddling for a bit before America opted to speak, albeit quietly. "Why were you so far behind me?" he asked, looking up at Russia. "Because your father gave me shovel talk. Wanted to make sure that I do not hurt you," Russia mumbled, moving to bury his face in America's hair. It was silent for a while before America spoke again. The silence was comfortable, though. I love you," America said quietly. "I love you too," Russia responded happily. And that is the end of this chapter, and the end of this book. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow with the binge comp.